Today I fucked up by having to use the bathroom during a house fire. Obligatory. This happened back in February of this year. Long story. TW. Poop talk. I'll start off my story by telling you that I was constipated for like 2 weeks before the incident. About 3 days before the incident, I decided I should probably buy something to help me go since I was getting extremely miserable. I bought milk of magnesia. I have never taken it before. I haven't ever taken anything to help me go. So I read the directions, follow them to a T. I drink it and wait. 1 day goes by, nothing. 2 days go by, still nothing. So I decide to take another half of a dose of the drink. I stay up late in hopes that I'll be able to relieve myself. Nothing happens, so I decide to head to bed. 3 a.m. I wake up to the sound of beeping. My husband wakes up at the same time. The beeping is extremely loud and we were confused at first. Probably from being awoken suddenly at 3 a.m. We turned on the light and our room was so filled with smoke we could hardly see in front of ourselves. Confused, we run downstairs. Couldn't find anything. Went outside. And discover that our laundry room, a small addition to the side of our house that isn't really attached to much and doesn't have a second story above it, was on fire. My husband immediately starts running buckets of water from inside the house, all the way outside to dump it on the fire. Meanwhile, I'm calling the fire department and getting all 3 kids and the dog out of the house and into our van. I yell at my husband to get out of the house because he was still running buckets of water like the little rascals at this point. The operator tells me the fire trucks are around the corner from my house and to move out of the driveway for them. So I pull out of the garage, that I've pulled out of hundreds of times, knock the mirror off my van. I'm shaking so bad and have such a stomachache that I literally cannot even drive. Luckily my husband ran out and pulled the car into the yard away from the house. The fire department immediately gets to work on putting the fire out. My family is sitting in the van in the yard. Waiting. Hoping. I'm feeling all the emotions, but mostly like I'm about to explode. I'm a nervous pooper. Always have been. So as you can imagine, this finally unlocked my back gate. I tell my husband, "Honey, I know this is like the worst timing ever. But I have to shit. I have to shit so bad." He might have been slightly irritated with me. There was something else going on that was way more important. I said, "I think I might shit myself." Finally, the fire chief comes with an update. It was out, but they were inspecting to be sure. I said, "I know it isn't great timing. But do you think I can go in and use the bathroom?" Other side of the house from fire. He told me no because it wasn't safe yet and went back to work. Understandable. But I had to go worse than I've ever had to in my life. I told my husband that I had to go now. So I took baby wipes out of the diaper bag and trekked through nearly knee-deep snow, in my Crocs without socks to go shit liquid lava in my own wooded backyard. Needless to say, after 2 weeks of not being able to go, it was a lot. It was as if in that very instance Hodor stepped away and released the motherfucking Kraken of all shits. While I hung from my pooping branch, splashing shit on my Crocs, I took a moment only to realize I was mostly in my neighbor's backyard. As I shuffle from his tree to one of ours, I thought to myself, is this how I die? Did I make it out of a house fire with my whole family only to shit all 28 feet of my intestines out into the neighbor's backyard while he watches firefighters save my home? Hopefully he's watching them, not me. Somewhere around my 5th trip my husband begins to get irritated with my inconvenient shit. He cracks a line something like, "Count on you to make a house fire all about your bowel movements. I have tummy issues lol," while pressuring me to stay in the van and help with our children. A single bead of sweat developed on my forehead. I knew number 6 was on the way. I knew there was no stopping it. I grab a second pack of wipes and hike my ass like Alexander Supertramp. Back through the briar bushes, into the wild to my outdoor laboratory to dump some of the most foul dump I've ever dumped in my life. I make it back to the van 10 pounds lighter with a smile on my face, completely forgetting that the reason I'm shitting in the woods is because my house was on fire. Finally relieved. There was no shame in the moment. Even though they had our road blocked off and people were lined up in their cars waiting to go to work. Probably watching me walk back behind my house, curious. Not knowing that I was going back there to shit my guts out. Maybe the neighbor guy knew. Maybe not. He is close to 100. It's been almost 4 months since that day. We ended up having to stay in a hotel for over a month while they started fixing and removing smoke from everything. The fire was more than likely an electrical fire. We aren't 100% sure. It was worse than we thought because we have metal siding that was hiding a lot of the fire. We have great homeowners insurance. Thank you, Jake from State Farm. Anyway, be careful taking milk of magnesia cuz you never know when your house might spontaneously catch on fire. The irony is that this is written from the comfort of my indoor toilet, not the woods behind my house, or my neighbors. Too long did not read. I took milk of magnesia days before we had a house fire and then proceeded to shit my guts out in my backyard because there was nowhere else to go. Riveting read. Written from the comfort of my indoor toilet. Read with the comfort of my indoor toilet. These State Farm commercials are getting intense. Shit happens. I know a firefighter or two who have used the facilities in a burning building. Nothing stops my movements when the time comes. I'm a joy on backpacking trips. You are quite the novelist. So basically the house fire scared the shit out of you?